G'day, how you doing? I'm just going to do a lesson today for you for the solo section on the A, the verse section of I Shot the Sheriff. So what I'll do is I'll get the loop down just to remind you of where we were with that. And I'm using this fresher bass today just to give you an example of the other stock that I have, because you might well be interested in this one. Similar price to the other one. Okay. And then I'll double that up as well. There we go. That's like the second time bass line that I did for you in the lesson there. And also what I want to do today is teach you a little bit about some chords. Just a little bit more voice percussion to drive it along. Alright, let's get on to the chords. So you've learned these very basic chords. Just G minor and C7, right? But what we're going to do for this lesson is we'll just add some interest. We'll do that kind of thing, okay, where we're adding some pretty common tones to find in Latin and jazz music. You know, those kinds of notes that you get in some son montunos and stuff like that in Latin music. I'm sure you probably know about that on the piano, but anyway, so we're going to start with that G minor voicing that you've already had a look at before, and all we're going to do is each time we're going to play chromatics down from the 7th. So we're going G minor 7, alright, so G minor 7, and then for the C7 we're playing a C7 but with a G in the bass, and then back to the G minor 7, and then we're going to do these additions, which is difficult to get your fingers around. So I'm going to stop the music for a minute here. Stop the music there for a minute, and just so that bit's easy, because it's almost the same as what you've learned already. But yeah, that descending chordal phrase, you're going to basically play the same thing again. So G minor and then C7 with G in the bass. But then you're going to shift your pinky, you're going to shift your first finger down to an E flat, and you're going to put your pinky on the B flat there, and then shift your first finger down to the D. It's a bit of a stretch, and if you find it too much of a stretch, you might want to swap your third finger, which is on the root note G, for your your second finger for your swap your second finger for your third finger. So recap. It's probably better to swap your third finger around actually on the when you change here. See that? So you get that kind of effect. And then one thing that you can do as well before you go back to the top is play this D minor 9 chord. So remember the D minor 7 voicing that you learned before? So we're going to take that voicing, and all you're going to do is drop the F down to an E to give you the 9th. And that's it. So in context, how does it sound? And now the descending bit. There you go. I actually suggest not playing the G in the bass because it muddies it up a bit too much. So just play the top notes from those chords, and you'll get the idea. So what I'm going to do, those are tabbed out, and what I'm going to do is just record those now. There you go. So that's how they sound in context. Okay, and I strongly suggest learning the melody line as well for any song. And what I'm going to do is give you the melody line plus some embellishments as something to go on with. For I'll just give you the kind of things that I do. Let's go on the rear pickup for that. And I'll just turn down. Okay. So it starts on the D. It's really simple. It's only got like 4 notes, essentially. So let's learn those 4 notes first. And we're starting on the 5th, which is D. So we're going D, C, B flat, D, C, G, G, B flat, C, B flat, D, G, B flat. And that's basically it. So let me stop the music. And so So you can learn it down there. And fingering wise, I mean, you could play it here. But I suggest to playing it down here and using some slides. It's good to learn it in a few positions, but let's just do that one because the shape is easy to remember. It's basically from the pentatonic scale, which I'm going to give you right now so that you can recognize it. We'll play the pentatonic scale from here, from this G. And we get the pentatonic scale, of course, as you know, is called pentatonic because there's 5 notes. And this is how it sounds. G minor pentatonic, okay? And the melody line is pretty much just in that. So let's learn it down here. Just going up to the 5th there. And going back down. And we'll use this fingering because I think it gives you a good way of connecting up the fretboard. So 4th finger G on the E string, B flat, 1st finger of the A, C on the 3rd fret, slide up to D using your 4th finger again, and then 1st finger for F, 3rd fret of the D string, up to G, octave of G there, 5th fret of the G string, the 4th finger, and then again you're going to repeat the fingering you just did for the A string, but up an octave, so B flat on the 3rd fret, C, excuse me, C on the 5th, and then D on the 7th there. So, and then back down. Just reverse it. I suggest using some feel. Use some slides. Okay, so that's your basis, and then you play it up from the 15th fret as well, but when you're playing from the 15th fret you can use your 3rd finger instead of your 4th. Okay? Alright, and then the melody line. So the melody line we're going to take from that D. There you go, that's easy, isn't it? D, C, B flat, D, C, G, D flat, B flat, C, B flat, D, G, B flat. You can also play an open G. And then C, B flat, D. And that's basically it. And what I do when I play it is I just improvise it, but I add little flurries. That kind of thing. And like that. Going up an octave. you know, so you get the idea. So I'm going to give you a little lick to put. I haven't thought of what it's going to be yet, but I'll come up with something that's relatively easy to grasp. Maybe. Alright, so what I think I'm going to do is give you that kind of lick. That kind of thing. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. There we go. So what's going on there? You know the melody. But here, what you're going to do is you're going to go all the way. This is quite easy. It's just a flurry going down the pentatonic scale. So that's going from C, B flat, G, F, D, C. Okay, so let's get that in context. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. So anyway, you've got that lick now, and then on the I would suggest doing that on the second time round, not the first time. Keep the first time nice and simple and solid, and then second time round you're gonna add these fills, and then the second time round at the end of the melody. So that one, that one's an interesting lick because that's using basically an F major. We're using this part of G minor, or rather the F major scale, which is G minor Dorian. So it's got an E natural instead of having an E flat in it. So and the position we're using for this is here. So if you play from E, if you play up the scale of G minor, but G minor Dorian going from E, that's the part of the scale we're going to use. So that's going to be our ending lick. Okay. So that's going from E on the 7th fret of A string with your first finger, upper semitone to F with your second finger, and then going to the 3rd of F major, which is going to be an A. Again, first finger, 7th fret of the D string, and then a third up, minor third up from that on the C, the 5th of F, and then up to a D with your first finger on the G string, and then F, E, and then slide up to G here. So let's hear that in context. So let's imagine this is the second time. Actually, I'll play the whole time. I'll play everything for the solo. Simple first time. Second time. You can add, but that's basically it in context. I added a little pentatonic flurry. Same principle as that. You can add those all over the place, but maybe we should just add that lick, because that takes us into the solo that I've already given you for the chorus section. So that lick is exactly the same as the first bar of the next of the chorus section of the solo. So really ties in there nicely. So let's just play around that again. There you go. That's it. So please refer to that so that you can play the solo. You can play both parts of the solo after that, and that should give you a good kind of feel for the neck of the bass guitar. So yeah, all the tabs are up there. So to recap, we've done these chords. Okay, and we've done the pentatonic scale. For G minor. We've learned the melody. So you've got a lot of stuff to be getting on with there, and yeah, hopefully you can enjoy getting into that. And this bass is the same as the black one that I was playing. It's the same model, but this is a bit lighter, and it's also got different strings on it right now. Actually, I strung the black one with the same strings as this, so it sounds basically the same. So if you're interested, because before the black one had flat wounds on it, and yeah, I don't think the quality of those flat wound strings was all that good. So it's certainly it sounds a lot better now with the rounds on it. Anyway, there you go. Enjoy.